Welcome back to Easy Health and Fitness, also known as Tor Health and Fitness. Thank you, Tor Anytime, for hosting the videos, and welcome everybody on whichever channel you're getting your podcasts. The last session, we talked about the mitzvah of serenity, of cultivating serenity, of lessening or even avoiding anxiety and worry, and how vital that is to physical health. It's obviously important for mental health per se, but it's also vital to physical health. And we talked about some strategies, and I want to underscore the connection between mental and physical health and how the most basic good physical practices can do wonders for one's overall mental well-being, including getting a good night's sleep every night, eating a healthy diet, exercising or moving your body in some way every day, being active. Even these three practices alone will improve most people's mental health. We're not talking about chemical issues where a person may need medication. I'm talking about the normal anxieties and worries that everybody experiences. What's interesting is you can see two people who look like they're experiencing the exact same issue, and one takes it in stride and cultivates serenity, and the other cannot. What's the difference? Well, first and foremost, those physical practices that I just mentioned may be the biggest difference. Maybe the one is getting a good night's sleep and the other isn't. Maybe the one is active physically and the other sedentary. Maybe the one is eating a healthy diet every day and the other's not. Those factors alone may account for the difference. But even if those factors are all the same, you still see some people who struggle with worries and anxieties and others who don't. Here's a checklist from the Talmud. If a person, and this is going to be limited in use, but it'll be useful to some people. When a person is experiencing some kind of physical sickness, a bad knee, a digestive issue, very typically they can say, "Why me? What is it? Why me? Why am I suffering this?" And the Talmud gives us a mental checklist to use in order to assess our situation. First of all, question number one: did I bring this upon myself? What's happening to me? Did I cause this to myself due to some past negligence? Is this a self-inflicted sickness or pain? And the answer is yes. Then I need to learn from that and try to fix that in the future, learn the lesson. If the answer to that is no, is it possible that God gave me this pain as a wake-up call because simply I'm not appreciating my body enough? I've been taking my health and my body for granted, and now that I'm suffering some ill health, I now am finally appreciating the health that I had yesterday and I wasn't appreciating it. If that's the case, I'd recommend reviewing chapters 2 and 20 of Body and Soul. Those are all about cultivating appreciation for your body and for your health. If those two are not true, if you've been very careful about your health and you've been appreciating your body, then the Talmud says it could be that this suffering, this pain you're suffering right now is due to wasting time. You've been wasting time in not using your free time for the pursuit of wisdom, which is why you were placed on this planet in the first place. If you're not pursuing wisdom or helping others pursue wisdom with your free time, then this pain that you're suffering now may be a wake-up call to that. And finally, the Gemara says, if all those are not true about you, the conclusion you should come to is that God is simply giving you a test of your serenity. You have a muscle in your neshama called serenity, and it's something we have to cultivate. Happiness and serenity. And if you are having trouble cultivating it, if you get to that point, you say, well, I get that I should be cultivating it, but I'm having trouble doing it. So we put a prayer here, a tefillah. It's a basic Jewish practice that we need to cultivate some mental change. I want to create a change in my attitude. Use this meditative prayer in order to help me shift my mind from the anxiety and the worry to the serenity. Recommend using this prayer or any prayer. In fact, we have Psalms, Tehillim, which are written specifically to help us get in that mindset. And we put a couple lines from Tehillim here on page 244, which are recommended to use. Bottom line is, and I'd like to conclude the following thought. Sometimes anxiety and worry actually become a habit. And they become such a habit, like any other habit, they actually become comfortable. A person is used to living with anxiety, worry. And that's what we'd like to steer you away from. Having a mental habit that's unhealthy is no different than having a physical habit that's unhealthy. It's really catering to the behemoth, to the beast within. In order to fulfill our potential as B'Tselem Elokim, to be in God's image, we need to work on changing those unhealthy habits. And anxiety and worry can be such a habit that we can change using the tools the Torah and the doctors have given us. And if you want to find more information about this outside the book, please see TorahHealth.org, where we have some audio and video and other links that might help you. And until next time, tonight is the beginning of Adar, time of increasing our joy. It's a wonderful time to think about lessening our anxieties and worries, increasing our joy and our serenity. And I wish you both mentally and physically to be gesund.